What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, um, man, unfortunately, I was one of many people who watched the fight Saturday night between Saul Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. Okay, um, this was an awful fight. No matter how much they try to sugarcoat it, this was a horrible fucking fight. I mean, just terrible. It was won by Canelo Alvarez, a unanimous decision. You could clearly see that age has caught up with Triple G. It's clearly caught up with Triple G. You can make a case from watching the fight that age is starting to catch up with Canelo Alvarez. This guy's fought a lot. From what I understand, he's been fighting since he was 15 years old. So that's a lot of wear and tear. So, he didn't quite look as sharp and as precise as he normally does. But in this video, I want to focus on Gennady Golovkin. Because I haven't really been I haven't really been in tune with boxing like that in over a decade. I used to be a hardcore boxing fan, but that started fading. I'm going to tell you how long ago it's been. Whenever Barack Obama went into office, 2009-ish, I was starting to fade out of boxing then. These guys don't fight each other. There's all this politics. I don't want to pay hard-earned money to watch some guy beat up on a bum. I'm not a part of the cult of personality of any particular fighter. So it is what it is. I just want to see a great match. And I got to be honest with you, man. After looking at Gennady Golovkin's resume, quality of opponents, that fight last night, and doing some critical thinking, I don't think Gennady Golovkin is a Hall of Famer, man. I mean, I know he's going to get in as a Hall of Famer, but he's not a Hall of Famer. Look, I understand that when you become a professional fighter, I get the strategy of slowly bringing a fighter along. I couldn't think of his name the other day when I was on LB's podcast, but Fernando Vargas is an example of a fighter who probably was brought up too fast, and it probably ruined him as far as fighting championship quality fighters too early. Another guy who fought championship fighters maybe a little bit too early is Leon Spinks. He was in his 7th pro fight when he fought Ali for the title. So I get that. But my goodness, man, when I look at Gennady Golovkin's resume, the only Hall of Fame fighter that he has ever fought, the only Hall of Fame fighter that he has fought, clear Hall of Fame fighter, is Canelo Alvarez. And he is 0-2-1 against him. The next best fighter that he's fought may have been probably Kell Brook and Danny Jacobs, and everybody else probably were Uber workers, construction workers, valet drivers. How they always say, well, in the NBA, they played against a bunch of... No, literally, Gennady Golovkin was fighting goddamn, Quizno restaurant workers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Quizno subs. This motherfucker literally was fighting goddamn, motherfuckers that work at fucking 7-Eleven and shit. Like these fighters that he's fought in 45 fights, 38 of them are bums. 38 of those fighters are bums. He's fought nothing but bums. And the nerve of people to say that Deontay Wilder's fought nothing but bums. Look, this guy has fought nothing but bums. I would argue that Glenn Johnson, longtime journeyman, has a better resume than this guy. Glenn Johnson beat Roy Jones Jr., knocked him out, beat Antonio Tarver, two Hall of Famers. He fought and beat, in my opinion, Chad Dawson when they was pushing him, but they gave the decision to Chad Johnson, even though I watched that fight. I was watching a buddy of mine, and I told him, I said, Glenn Johnson has won this fucking fight. But I said, why should they give the decision to Dawson? Because they pushing him. And that's exactly what they did. I saw him fight Montel Griffin, a former title holder. At least Glenn Johnson was fighting some fighters. This motherfucker has fought nobody. Nothing but bums. This motherfucker is nothing but a goddamn... Man, this guy has really literally beat up on nobodies. This nigga is a construction worker killer and shit, man. You know, people, oh, you clearly know nothing about boxing. You clearly know nothing about boxing. Whatever, bro. If you want to argue that these people that he's fought are really good fighters, 40 of them, come on, man. Come on, man. And you can argue that one of those guys that was halfway decent that he beat, he actually lost to recently. I can't remember the guy's name, but most of these, you know, it's just ridiculous. He is not a Hall of Famer, man. I dare anybody, look at his resume. Look at who he has fought. And tell me how that stacks up with other great fighters. Not to mention the fact that he ducked all of the good fighters. Well, he couldn't help who was in his division. Well, hey, guess what Roy Jones did? When people argued, and I do remember this, when people said that his division was weak, well, he went up. And then he went up. And then he fought for the heavyweight title and won. That's what an all-time great fighter does. Not beat up on the fucking bum of the week club. Guy ain't no fucking Hall of Famer, man.